Well, there you have it.
Man,
Talk about a mind bender.
a mind bender, a freaking. Oh man, when I heard that, I was so pissed. I was like, "That's the end of the game? You sons of bitches! That was $50."
By the way, it's pretty ironic that that ending happens in the middle of an Ouroboros, which is the symbol of a snake eating itself. Thought that was kind of interesting. I never noticed that until just now.
Yeah, and he did say full. It all comes full circle while he's standing in the middle of a circle.
Yeah, so what happened there? Okay, we're gonna talk a little bit about what happened. Um, Someone asked in the comments previously how we knew that Cain actually meant what he said at any point there, how we knew Cain wasn't lying. And this is actually the proof that Cain has not been lying this time, or this entire time. He actually did, Raziel did have the choice to kill Cain at that moment. And in this moment here, right as the paradox occurs, Cain is now alive to pull the sword out. Otherwise, previously in the timeline, Raziel's just absorbed. No one can stop it.
And then, of course, his angry, confused soul becomes that coiled and tangled, furious Wraithblade.
Right, exactly. So in this case, history has finally had to reshuffle itself because now not only is Cain still alive and able to mess with things, but Raziel is alive and able to mess with things. And that final reshuffling where Cain stops and says, "The Hilden, we walked right into their trap." Well, that's actually what the next game we're going to play is entirely about. Most people don't really know where Blood Omen 2 goes in the spectrum of the games. It doesn't actually belong after Blood Omen 1, it belongs after Soul Reaver 2, because it cannot occur until this fatal paradox has, or not fatal, but this paradox has occurred in the timeline. Because Raziel is alive, he ends up changing time, which allows the Hilden to come through to the world, which is what Blood Omen 2 is going to be about entirely.
In a manner of speaking, it was a fatal paradox. It's just because Raziel is something of a wraith spirit, only his physical body was destroyed by the paradox expelling the irritant, as it were.
Could be the case. Cain isn't expelled either, which is the other thing, I guess, why it's not really a fatal paradox. It's hard to say. It's a very vague concept that they just kind of threw in there. But, yeah, Blood Omen 2. It's going to be interesting. Honestly, I think Blood Omen 2 has more to do with the main storyline than even this game does. Which is funny why, considering people hate it so much.
Well, that's just that's just irony, the fact that people hated Blood Omen 2 more than Soul Reaver 2. I really wanted to like Blood Omen 2, I really did, but they just did some design choices that made that game so unenjoyable.
Yeah, Blood Omen 2 has its problems, not the least of which is the writing and the graphics, considering everyone looks like Howdy Doody. But in the end, it actually tells a more important story than Soul Reaver 2, and Defiance is pretty important, but at the same time it's also a lot of like fixing all the little plot holes in the story. There's less awesome and more like band-aids trying to fix the history of Nosgoth.
Trying to put a band-aid on a broken leg.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. So there's one hell of an intro to our next game. But I'll see you guys soon. Blood Omen 2 is going to be a blast, and going to be pretty unexpected.
It sounds like fun.
Alright guys, I'll catch you later.
Alright, take care.